Welcome back, everybody. Final half hour here on a busy moving Tuesday show. I texted our next guest, see if he had time to come on this morning. The best response must have had Troy Mattern drop out, and now you're moving on to Plan B. He's never Plan B with us. This is our usual. We do it every year before the season starts to have Bismarck head football coach Mark Gibson join it. Literally, I look back. You joined us last year. I think it was August 20th. So this is our tradition. We have to do this.
Hey, you don't have to cover up. I know that's okay. I'm Plan Z, F,
No
whatever
way.
it is.
People are on the edge of their seats. When you are on,
okay.
people get on the edge of their seats because they don't know what you're going to say. So,
yeah, all three of them.
Happy 2025. How's practice been going so far?
Practice has been okay. It's a little bit different format this year. We've actually had a longer preseason practice schedule, which I've enjoyed. We've kind of shortened up our two-a-days. So we started school a little earlier, but we have less two-a-days, but we also have extended another week because last year, I believe, we would be getting into our first game maybe this weekend. So that we just don't feel rushed.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't feel as rushed as we've been in the past, and I think that's it's been good health. One day we had 3 kids go down, but other than that, that's been pretty good.
You were visiting. We were talking about numbers. They're really good again. I know for a couple of years ago, I think you were really worried about where Bismarck football was going to go. It seems as it bounced back over the last couple of years in your mind.
Yeah, I mean, our freshman numbers are down, which is concerning, but the biggest thing is we want to try to get to that number about 30 to 35 in our freshmen. We actually started with about 25, but actually we've hit the hallways. We got 6 more kids. So we're at the 30. And then the other thing is we want to retain as many kids. We've got 26 seniors, which is a big number for us, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing to happen. There's a lot of kids. The other part of that is we've had 3 kickers come out, and the first day we separate, go to positions, and they said where the kickers go, and I said I have no idea. So I just said go kick a ball in the corner. I don't know. So it's been okay. I mean, we've got some new faces and some kids that came out for the first time, and but anytime you got numbers, you got bodies. That's a good thing.
The excitement level, the passion for it, I know it's still there. What is it like to get going? You're in the grind at camp now, right? You're still a week and a half out. What is it for you now about the run up to get ready for the start of the season?
Dan Schminker, who I've always admired and looked up to, he always talked about enjoying going to practice, and I like practices, and I don't know, it's being around the coaches, being around your players, being around the guys. I think that's a lot of people just want to go to Friday nights and play the games. That's the easy part. It's the grind of practices. It's seeing where you start to where you finish and how your kids progress. I think that's the most rewarding thing as a coach is you take Cheyenne last year. They lost 2 non-conference games and ended up playing really well at the end. And so I think you look at a program like that, that's certainly something where a lot of us, a few years ago, Century was the 8th seed, barely got in the playoffs and made it run the finals. And I think that's a testament to coaches and the program and just staying the course. And everybody wants to win all 9 or 12 games, what it is, but today's age, that's not very easy.
You made the state semis this past season. Describe what you have back, and I know expectations are always sky high. What you have planned for this 25 squad?
Well, I know that you've always been part of our boosters, and you think you've never been to one of our practices. I mean, you don't know what we have coming back, but all of a sudden we're going to be a state semifinalist.
Hey, I know how good you're a coach you are, so I know you get the. Come on now,
then we know. Then we go back to 0-9 days. I think a couple things. We're young in a lot of places. We do have some skill kids back. We graduated pretty much our entire offensive line. We got 1 returning starter in Caden Heupel. So that's a work in progress with those guys. We'll have a new quarterback in Hayden Bonley. We've got some pieces that are going to spell our tailbacks. But we like our kids' attitudes, and we like, we say that now. When you get in the grind, you start losing some games. Now where are you? You know what I mean? That's the part of we're going to find out what our kids are made of. Schedules is I know the East guys. You know, I'm gonna add one thing, and I know I jump off topic a lot with you, and that's okay because I'm old. And we talked about this. I can say what I want, but you know, last year we had two East teams made the playoffs without below 500 records,
Uh-huh.
and nobody said anything about playoffs. Playoffs were fine. A few years ago, when Davies didn't make it, the
Yep.
world was ending because So I'm not saying it's East driven, but there's evidence to support my cause.
Well, first off, I know what you're talking about. I would tell you,
Yes,
I'm still not. We still don't have it perfect.
we're getting there.
We're getting closer. It's
We're getting
still
a lot closer.
but you and I are on the same page there. We make it way
Yes,
harder than it needs to be. I just don't
yes.
understand why it's this hard to get the highest level of football right, because if we don't, it affects 2A, it affects Class A, and it affects nine
All the way
man.
down, all the way down. And I think that's the other part of it. We're making steps in the right direction. And I'm not saying this because he's my boss, but I credit Matt Crane, who's the new football chair committee guy, and he's a football guy, and
Former football coach. Yep. Yep.
he was at Kindred, and so he's looking at prospective Kindreds too, coming into a double A, playing a Fargo South, playing a Fargo North, playing the Grand Forks schools, playing a traditional triple A school. Really not fair to them. Yeah, their numbers are up and things are good, and they've got a good program, but why are we penalizing them? And then I've talked to Matt Wilder from Velva, and he would rather move up, but he doesn't want to move up with some of the traditional Class A schools in that region for
Yeah.
and I don't blame him.
Yep.
He makes the point he would rather go up because, like right now, some of his starters play a half,
Right.
and instead of playing four
Yep.
quarters, they go through the whole season just basically playing a half of football.
Yeah.
Uh, I think we're going in the right direction. I've been told that in 2 years, if you can believe this, and I will be done by then.
I don't know if I
But
believe that.
2 years, oh yeah, two guaranteed.
Okay.
Two
Guaranteed.
years, 2 years. We're going to go to 16 teams.
Okay.
So we're going to be at 8 in the West and 8 in the East, and so that'll be wonderful. And I
Well,
think when you see that, I think more teams will opt up to Double A and things like that. I think that's where we need to get to.
well, that okay. I hope that's right. I really do. I hope Minot North is up, and I mean, I still have a hard time recognizing Fargo South is in the big school. You know that. You have an
Yep.
unbelievable history with Fargo South. That they're not in the top level doesn't make any sense. But we've litigated that as much as we can. I do know. I mean, look at your schedule. I mean, there was a couple years ago you came east. Was it 3 or 4 times? You're only doing that twice. So at least we're, like you said, we're moving in the right direction schedule wise.
We were Shanley's homecoming for like 6 years in a row. So Shanley's coming our way this year. So I
Yeah.
don't know. His money must not have worked very well out there.
What do you make of what you got? You got West Fargo and Davies as trips out here, and then I know how good the WDA is. Just is it the usual suspects, or you think somebody Mandan I hear has got a lot of attention around them of who could be really good out west this year?
I think when you look at what people have coming back, first of all, we saw Century at the Dickinson State team camp. They look like a college football team. And for them to say that this is probably their biggest team is saying something.
That's
'Cause they've
scary.
been
Yeah,
big every year.
yeah.
It's scary, and they're huge, and they certainly have a lot of pieces. They've got the returning quarterback, which is a huge advantage. I look at them and I look at Legacy out in the West, and I think it's going to be between the rest of us for that 3-4 fighting playoff. In the East, I think it's going to be really interesting. I think you got a lot of teams. We opened with West Fargo. I know they were young last year. Had a lot of young kids. I think they're going to be quietly good.
Yeah.
I know people are talking about Cheyenne, and rightfully so. But I talked to Wayne Weirmeyer yesterday. If I had his football team, I told him I would just do slip and slides and have slushies until the guys Friday night at 7 o'clock we kick off. I mean, they are loaded.
They don't need to practice, is what you're saying? They're that good. They don't need to
Why
practice.
practice? Just go slip and slide, have a good time, and be down at 4:30, be on the golf course by 4:45.
See, I talked to him a couple weeks ago. He did not echo that sentiment. So
Well, he's not going to tell you the truth. I mean, you want the truth, Dom. You know to come to
I
me.
call you. That's exactly right
Yes,
on that.
exactly right.
Your buddy Troy texted me. He says, ask Gibby if he's going no huddle this year.
Well, he's coming to our scrimmage on Friday. So he might be called. I asked him to call. He just call some plays. He told me he's going to be out for his nephew's wedding.
Yeah.
And so he says he's going to come to the scrimmage. So we can come call plays if you want to.
Here's a tough one before I let you go. You have coached some great quarterbacks, your son included. Best one. Who comes? I mean, Esley Thornton you coached. Which one? Will Madler comes to mind. I mean, you had some dynamite ones. Which one comes to mind? Like, boy, that was the ultimate winner. This guy, whatever we threw at him, he handled it.
I hope like heck my son's not listening to this, but Esley Thornton.
Yeah.
I mean, that kid was, like I said, we've had some good ones, but when you say number one in my book, that he was the guy. And I think credit to him, he goes out to NDSU, and Coach Bull at the time came through and thanked me. He was on the way to Montana for a playoff game. He stops by Bismarck High School and he says, I just want to stop and say thank you for Esley Thornton. I'm like, you got a game tomorrow, Coach. Because I know, he goes, I just want to stop by. And that's the way he was.
Yeah.
But, I think it's a credit to him to lose the starting job to Carson Wentz, and he starts at linebacker. I mean, how many kids can do that in a Division I and a program like NDSU? And granted, they were just at the starting cusp of what they are now,
Yeah.
but still, for him to switch to linebacker and become a starter and play well for them is unbelievable.
Yeah, I think it's fun. We're that far back. People forget how amazing an athlete he was, but he was just phenomenal.
Yep,
And
he really was.
he was one of the first two in the D1 era to stay home. He was going to be a Bison, and that I remember that was when he committed. That was a big deal.
Yeah. Well, we don't have any Esley Thorntons walking around right now. I mean, I'd love to say we got 5 or 6 of those kids. We don't.
You're still going to be good. You're going to be end of the year. You're going to be 7-2, and we're going to be talking about going to the playoffs. So I appreciate the time as always, but it's great to catch up. Have a great start to the year. We'll talk during the season, okay?
Okay, Dom, appreciate it.
Good to see you, bud. There he goes. Gibby, Mark Gibson joining us, Bismarck head football coach. They open up the season next week. They'll take on West Fargo. That game is out here August the 29th as we get rolling. Only one like Gibby to give it to us like that. Love it. We'll take our final break. We come back. We'll wrap things up, get you ready for a busy Sports Tuesday. We got our first game of the week coming up tonight. We'll tell you all about it when Hot Mike wraps right after this.